Movies are the time capsules of our cultural evolution, reflecting the changing landscapes of society, technology, and human imagination. From the flickering frames of silent films to the immersive spectacles of today, cinema has evolved not just as an entertainment but as a mirror that reflects our dreams, aspirations, and ever unfolding narratives of the human experience. Wow. What an amazing transformation from the days of limited boundaries to the change with respect to the abundance of creativity, infrastructure, and lot of opportunities.
I so very agree with you, Srinidhi ma'am. In fact, apart from what she just said, one can also classify films on the basis of the tone, the theme, the topic, the mood, format, target audience, or the budget. With the proliferation of particular genres, film subgenres can also emerge. Like all of us, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen drama, wherein maybe we come across some legal dramas, some hybrid genres like romantic comedies, action comedy films, etc. But yes, the list is more and never ending and endless if we look into some genres like drama, thriller, comedy, fantasy, romance, science fiction, adventure, sports, action, western, horror, musical, mystery. Oh my God, too long a list. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, amongst us, we have two very charismatic personalities this evening. Not only are they admirable, but they are extremely hardworking and have shown it to the world out there that nothing is unachievable if you believe in yourself. इनफैक्ट मुझे एक बहुत ही फेमस एक डायलॉग याद आ रहा है मेरे फेवरेट एक्टर शाहरुख खान का ही हैड वंस मेंशन्ड कहते हैं अगर किसी चीज को दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे तुमसे मिलाने की कोशिश में लग जाती है आई एम श्योर this particular dialogue has triggered some of those inner passions that's there in many of our audiences who have joined us today this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on tight to your seats because without much ado, we are going to be in talks with our two very adorable guests here.
Joining us are esteemed experts and film enthusiasts who will provide us insightful analysis, share anecdotes, and discuss how movies have influenced our lives and shaped our perceptions of the world. We will also explore how advancements in technology have transformed the cinematic experience from the advent of color and sound to the digital revolution and the rise of streaming platforms. Whether you are a dedicated cinephile or simply curious about the evolution of movies, this talk show promises to be an enthralling journey filled with nostalgia, celebration, and a deeper understanding of the powerful medium that has captured our hearts over a century. So sit back, relax, and prepare to embark on the captivating exploration of real stars, real stories. Our first guest for today is Riya Nalwade. Riya, Riya Nalwade is a talented artist who has achieved remarkable success across various creative fields. She started her artistic journey by choreographing dance performances and winning multiple dance competitions. Alongside her passion for dance, Ria's love for literature led her to win several short story contests. In high school, Ria ventured into the world of modeling and emerged as a winner of the nationwide talent hunt Times Fresh Face. This achievement catapulted her into the world of cinema, where she has made her mark as an actor. She has appeared in two feature films and two web series, including the critically acclaimed UP65. Ria's modeling career has seen her become the face of renowned brands such as Yardley, Airtel, and Spotify. Her captivating presence and versatility have made her a sought after talent in the industry. No content with solely being in front of the camera, Ria pursued her passion for storytelling and completed her diploma in screenwriting at Whitstone Woods International. Her directorial debut, Kaske Pakat, secured the first place at Indian Film in Project 2021, showcasing her talent and vision behind the camera. Ria's short films, including Mogra and Magic Eraser, have garnered international recognition and earned her prestigious awards. Her exceptional work caught the attention of Netflix and Film Companion, leading to her collaboration with Netflix on the satirical sci-fi film Home 2. This opportunity established Ria as one of the youngest directors to work with the streaming giants. Additionally, Ria has been invited twice as a TEDx youth speaker, using her platform to inspire self confidence and promote positive change through art and volunteering. She is a passionate advocate for pursuing dreams and breaking free from societal limitations. Ria's achievements in dance, modeling, acting, screenwriting, directing, her international recognition as a filmmaker showcases her as immense talented, dedicated, and versatile person. She is an inspiring role model, encouraging others to embrace their passion and follow their dreams. We have a short clipping of Ria's voice. Thank you so much, Ria, for joining us. We will be happy and we will love to understand what exactly is all the different positions what you're holding. Over to you, Manaswini, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. In fact, as much as the lady is mesmerizing, Mr. Kabir is no less. Let me take this opportunity to introduce Kabir Khurana to the audience who have joined us today. Kabir is a renowned filmmaker with numerous accolades to his name. He has been nominated for a Filmfare Award and has won 16 international awards, including recognition in Italy, the US, and Ukraine. His films have been selected for over 40 international festivals and premiered on platforms like Disney Plus Hotstar, Amazon Prime, Geo Cinemas, and MX Player. Kabir's talent extends beyond traditional filmmaking. He has directed notable commercials, including an IPL campaign featuring cricket stars Hardik Pandya, Shabnam Gill, and Kane Williamson. His short film Karma Cafe, starring Amol Gupte, was lauded as one of the top 15 Indian short films. Additionally, Dali won the Audience Choice Award at the Flatlands International Dance Film Festival, while Hangout premiered on Disney Plus Hotstar and Amazon Prime in the US and UK platforms. Kabir has also collaborated with emerging talent, directing Rene Sen debut's short film Suttabazi and Drama Yama, featuring actors like Darshil Safari and Suchitra Pillai. With a diverse portfolio of films and international recognition, Kabir Khurana has established himself as a visionary filmmaker, captivating audiences worldwide with his storytelling prowess.
Requested a comprehensive deactivation. Clean white. Funny guy. How do you?
Wow, Kabir, awesome visuals. We are all looking forward to hearing from you in this show today. So, welcome so much, and thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule to join us today this evening.
Okay, now, my first question to Kabir. Jayant, don't you mind playing that video? Let's see what he guesses. What happened, Jayant? तभी हम तो इतना ही जानते हैं. We have no clue. A word called camera, and it's the camera being added with one more word called techniques. We don't know anything. We just watched many of your videos. We watched all your 16 films, the short films what you made, and each movie is different from unique from one to the other one. So every time I was seeing, it was not the same camera. It was not the same type of the what to say, same people being involved. So everything had a different effect. So you have to give us the overview of what exactly this camera means and what exactly camera techniques means.
Correct. Okay, so I think that I think there's a department in filmmaking called cinematography, and within cinematography there are several facets. One is of course camera, which is one aspect of cinematography, which is camera. Then there's composition, there's lighting, there is lensing, there is Then there is obviously camera movement. So these are 5 or 6 aspects to cinematography. Now, when you say camera techniques, I think I'm assuming you mean all these, a combination of all these 5 facets to cinematography, right? And camera, I think, is a very important part, an equally important part to the storytelling medium as and filmmaking as performances, right? And all of filmmaking is actually a dance between blocking and staging. When I say blocking and staging, what I mean is blocking is the movement and choreography of the actors and how the actors will move within a space, and how the and staging is actually the movement of camera that will complement the blocking. So all of creating drama or creating conflict or creating telling a story and the direction aspect of storytelling is just about creating interesting blocking and complementing it with interesting staging. It's all directing performance and then directing camera, right? Now, when you say camera techniques, I think that one of the camera techniques is, I think, one is to understand how does a camera really work. So so camera has several functionalities. To put it simply, there is something called as exposure or shutter speed, right? Exposure is basically the amount of light that is coming into the camera, right? Now that's very different from brightness. Brightness and exposure don't really actually don't mean the same thing. But in lay terms, yes, I mean it's similar. So there's exposure. There is shutter speed. Shutter speed is basically the amount of time it takes for the shutter to close. So the longer you have your shutter speed, the more light will be allowed to enter the camera. Then there's also aperture. Aperture is basically if you have a higher aperture, which is a bigger aperture size, that is a lower f-stop. It's also calculated in and measured in terms of f-stops. The lower f-stop, again, what that will give you is that it'll give you allow more light into the camera, but it will give you more shallow depth of field. So it'll give you more depth, right? As opposed to if you have a higher f-stop, which is a smaller aperture size, it will allow lesser light into the lens, but it will give you a sharper image, right? Then there is ISO. So if you can't, what happens is sometimes when you want a lower shutter speed and you want let's say a bigger aperture size, somewhere you need to compensate light, because now suddenly you have too much light coming to the lens because you want to create that effect, but you need to compensate elsewhere because you don't want the image to be completely overexposed. So you have something called as ISO, which is basically it allows you to control the amount of, like, digitally control and manipulate the lighting in the image. So you have these facets within, and that's basically how a camera works in general. This is not just in terms of just filmmaking or videography. This is also in terms of photography. That's how a camera works in general. Now, coming to the other aspect of a camera is just a body. Now, you also attach a lens to it. Now, a lens can be a lens basically. You can have a tele lens, which is a long lens, which is anything over 85 mm to 135 or 200 mm is called as a long lens or a tele lens. And then you also have a wide angle lens, which is basically 35 mm and lower. Right now, when you have a 35 mm or lower lens, what it does is it creates distance, right? And what you do when you have a longer lens or a telephoto lens, it creates compression. Right, so the image is compressed in a longer lens. Now, a longer lens is usually used for point of view shots. So if you use 135 mm, it's usually used when you have a POV shot, character seeing something and you cut to the point of view, you have a longer lens. Or let's say you want to create great motion blur, you'll use a longer lens. And if you want to create, you use a wide angle lens basically to to create visual energy in the frame. So let's say a character is running past the lens in a wide angle lens, what it will do is it will accelerate the motion, right? So every lens has a different effect. Now, a standard lens, which is a 35 to 50 mm, is basically just exactly how the eye sees the image. That's basically what is a standard lens. It's also known as a normal lens, right? A standard or normal lens is 35 to 50 mm. So that's lensing. So this is how basically a camera is a body where you have these 3-4 facets, and you also have lensing. And then over and beyond that is what you do is you create, let's say you want to create a mood. You want to create some kind of you want to create a pretty stylized image, and then you will want to obviously add lights. So you have 3-point lighting, 4-point lighting. So you have three basic lights, which is your fill, key, and back. You can basically control all of lighting. Is lighting design is all about how you design the fill, key, and back. It's the amount of light that you have in the back, and the amount of light you have in the fill, and the amount of light you have in the key.
Okay,
And
okay, wait. Now you wait. It's
Sorry.
too technical now. Now you tell us to the perspective of our kids. Okay,
Correct.
now the target audience currently are children from all grades, from first
Correct.
standard to 12th standard. Now, when should we understand camera techniques? What age is there any age, or is there a passion which starts from the blood? We say no, blood mein hi hai.
No, so I don't think you should. I don't know how important camera techniques are, to be honest. I think that filmmaking is about telling a story. It's not about creating pretty pictures as much. So I think what you need to understand more than camera techniques, and the first thing you need to understand, I would say, is one is you need to understand emotion, the other you need to understand drama, and the third you need to understand is you need to develop an artistic voice, point of view as an artist, and what you'd like to say through your films. So
Camera
this actually
is
was
just an instrument.
the technicals come last, actually, to be honest. Everything else comes before that. I mean, there are sources, great filmmakers who don't understand these things, and it doesn't matter, to be honest.
Okay, then in the second question, then play the second video, Jayant. Let's see. Now we come back to that point. I dragged to that point correctly now.
हाँ, नहीं आपने broad सवाल पूछा तो मैं broad answer दे रहा था.
बाप रे, bro, it became too technical now.
Too technical, no?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I tried to simplify.
No. We understood it, but we need might be we need to have one workshop at your in your project area when you are venturing it out, so it becomes easy for us to understand कि कौन सा वाला lens कब use करना है, when to use what, and why do we require these kind of lightings, and then the speed movements, all these things. Only then we get to know exactly. Okay, come.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my question now. Back to you again, Kabir. How do you edit a short film? You said you need a story, a good story. You need the emotions for the story. Based on the story and the emotion, you try to articulate the actors for that, and then you start with it. Now, how exactly you go about it as a filmmaker?
I don't think there's one way of doing it. Depends on what kind of project it is. I mean, if I have an animation project that needs to be visualized to the T, then I will create storyboards, and that will become my edit. Otherwise, you will create a short breakdown or a short list if you're shooting live action. Because there in animation, every second is
layer. You layer it out, and then you
every second is one extra, is another 20,000 rupees extra that you pay for. So in live action, you can shoot little, you can afford to shoot 20 times more than what you will actually use. And so there you will not storyboard every single shot to the T. In animation, you would. In live action, you don't really do that. So you shoot 20, 30 times more than what you'd finally use, ideally, unless you don't have the budget. But ideally, you'd like to overshoot, take pre-takes and trying to get coverage and extra shots and things like that. And typically, how I go about it is that हर एक film की एक सुर होती है, एक tone होता है, और I think वो direction का वही होता है, because it's not a director is an interpreter of a script. Unless, of course, you're a writer director, then you are a creator and an interpreter. But typically, if you are just a director, then you are getting a script and you're interpreting that script. And वो interpretation का process ये होता है कि पहले आपको tone समझना पड़ता है, उसका सुर समझना पड़ता है. और जब आप उसकी tone समझते हो, basically वो मेरा process ये कि I basically find reference music, right? So I know what the emotion of a scene is, and I slap it onto the timeline in the edit. And once I have that reference music, it's easy for me to cut to that music. But I think the first step when you get into edit is that you have temp music or reference music that you put onto the timeline, and then you are able to edit to the beats of that music. So all of editing is that actually. It's finding the right music according to me.
Manaswini ma'am, let's see.
I really agree, ma'am. I mean, it's so easy to sit on your couch and just look at a 110-minute movie or a 6-minute short clip and just pass on your comments ki acha laga, nahi laga. But we fail to realize how much of effort at every level goes into it, right? I mean, after hearing Kabir's version, it seems ki it's not just sitting with a popcorn and giving your reviews and giving a comment. Acha laga ya nahi laga. I mean, every level of hard work needs to be so much appreciated. Forget about the results, but really commendable job, Kabir. I'm really, really very much impressed by that. So let's
Thank you.
give the man of our show a little rest. I'll move
Yes.
to our lady, Riya. I mean, personally, I have had an experience with you from a classroom. I mean, I've seen you in the corridors of Delhi Public School, Bangalore East. I've typically seen you in your uniform, and today I see a different personality sitting in front of me, and it's my moment of pride to be interviewing you. So tell me about, give us some glimpses about how your journey has been from the corridors of Delhi Public School, Bangalore East to where you are now.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much, Manaswini ma'am and Srinidhi ma'am, for having both me and Kabir over here. It's amazing to touch back to my roots, which are Delhi Public School. And as you all rightly said in the beautiful introduction that you guys put together, I was basically that student in class who used to study also and do 1,000 other things also. So I think when I used to be in class, I used to be thinking of a story, or I used to be setting the choreography to a song, or I used to be thinking about, oh, 15th August is coming, I have to choreograph a song for Ganga House. You know, it used to be those kind of things. And it started with choreographing smaller dance performances while I was in school. Then later moved on to story writing competitions, literature competitions, then slowly transitioned into modeling when I was in high school. So I remember after school, I used to, when my bus used to come back home, I used to change, get ready in 10 minutes, eat my food quickly, and then move and go and, you know, do a photo shoot, earn some pocket money. My parents were supportive throughout. My teachers were supportive throughout. Then slowly transitioned into talent competitions, got confidence of being on the stage. And since I've always been a dancer, I think expressions came very naturally to me. And that's when I thought that maybe I should give performance a shot. Maybe I should give acting a shot. And that is when I started, while I was in school, auditioning for smaller things, smaller parts here and there. And then ultimately made the big shift to Mumbai, where I started pursuing acting professionally as a career. That was my journey of being an actor. Of course, I got educated in acting. I did a few courses. I, learned the art of it. I'm still learning. I'm still a student of it. That's the thing about creative fields. I don't think you will ever stop being a student. So that was acting. And as soon as I got experiences of a few projects that I did in acting, a couple of feature films, a couple of web series, my mind always used to go and think about what is happening behind the camera. अच्छा मैं ये character play तो कर रही हूँ, मुझे मजा तो आ रहा है, but imagine the mind of the person who has written this character and written this story. Imagine the person behind the camera thinking about where to put the camera and how to light it up. So more than acting, these things fascinated me as well. And that's when I did my diploma in screenwriting and learned how to be a screenwriter, because a screenwriter is very different from a novelist, a person who writes books, very different. And I used to read a lot of books as a child. And I thought, hey, how hard can it be? It's writing a story, right? But absolutely not. I was wrong there, because screenwriting it's a whole other craft altogether. So I got myself educated in that. And then slowly again with smaller writing projects here and there, eventually me and my friends, we made a short film. We were like, you know what, enough talking, pick up the camera and just make something. And experience is also the best teacher. So I learned while making a lot of mistakes, collaborating with a lot of my friends, working with newer and newer people, Kabir included in that. And eventually from doing small modeling gigs in high school, I was able to do feature films as a lead actor. And from winning small writing competitions in high school, I was able to make a film for Netflix. So that is what the journey has been.
Wow, truly amazing. I mean, I'm sure all our young minds who have a lot of creativity in them and seeing you and how your journey has been, I'm sure they have definitely got a taste. Okay, nothing is impossible. We can also try. You never know when the lady luck shows her charm and you get that right break at the right time. So it's like, you being at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And that's where I mean, that's one of the roads to success. All right. So, Riya, there's another question for you. What literally comes into my mind, because even I'm an audience, I also consume a lot of content. We see the new trend being the OTT, right? I mean, the platform is now not only the big screen, not only the PDRs and the theaters that we see, we have now moved on to OTT content, right? And it's not only the new fresh faces that show their talent there. We also have multiple veteran actors who have also tried their hand into the OTT. So, do you personally feel that the big screen is gradually losing its charm with the internet being available everywhere? We would like to know your views on that.
Great question, ma'am. And I think it's a very relevant question also. I don't think that cinema is losing its relevance. I just feel like content is adapting and evolving with time. What our screens were very different when, back in the 70s, back in the 80s. तब तो TV भी नहीं हुआ करता था, and now you have this device, which is a TV also, it's a computer also, it's a phone also, and there's the internet, which is, I think, the biggest blessing that we have. I think content is able to transcend size of screen, audience, language, borders of nations because of the internet. And it's a beautiful thing. I think because of OTT channels coming up, Netflix, Amazon Prime, there's Amazon Mini TV, there is Disney Plus Hotstar, and all of these things, it's opened so many avenues for creators, for actors, for directors, for writers. There is so much we can do. I'm so sorry about that background noise. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. So many avenues have opened up. I can give you an example. I mean, when I talk to my parents, they tell me that, the only thing we could do on a weekend for entertainment was go to the cinema hall and watch a movie. And now we kids have so many options. I think for us, Stranger Things and 11 from Stranger Things and Wednesday and all of these things are more of pop culture for us than movies are, maybe. And that's just times changing. But what I like to look at it as is that it has given people like me so many opportunities. I'm not the daughter of a star. My parents have not been in the film industry. I am nowhere close to the film industry. And if there is limited job opportunities, only a limited people can get them. Now there's more job opportunities. That's why so many of us can get a foot in the door. So I think it's a wonderful thing. Also, because of OTT, since there is not a lot of censorship, lots of creators get to say exactly what they want and how they want to say it. That's why you have a diverse variety of stories, which is beautiful. That's the point of cinema anyways.
Thank you so much, Riya, for giving us that insight. In fact, I would completely agree with you that yes, people who do not come from a film industry background or who really want to try their and are extremely talented and want to try their hand into the industry, I think the internet, be it your LED, LCD screen, or be it the phone, as you just mentioned, that has given them immense opportunities and a huge platform wherein people are not only fixed into coming into a PVR, but just watch it from wherever they are. Thank you so much, Riya, for those insights. Over to you, Srinidhi ma'am.
Back to Kabir. I don't want to go technical again, Kabir, because that's becoming too much. And I need to sit and then check out either through the computer or phone or any medium for that matter to check what is lighting, sound, what is actually you are going to do. But until unless you venture it out, technically you will not understand it. And now the question to you as Kabir, what is the next venture? What you're going to go about, or the project what you're working on? You can explain. Muted, I think. You muted.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I just shot a film with Javed Jafri, which is we shot 3 weeks ago. And that film is in post-production now. So that's what we're working on. It's called Death in the City. It's a short film. And apart from that, I'm doing ads and I've been doing some commercials. Yeah, and that's basically what I'm working on. I've written a feature film also. So that's also something I'm working on. So
Great. Now, then the question comes to our mind. We have seen that commercial films always we check for the actors, and then we definitely won't miss out in checking out how exactly the film has gone by. Sometimes the box office report gives us the idea that it's done well or it's not done well. But
correct.
when we talk about short films, what exactly the audience look forward? How exactly do you advertise the short films? Is it through the medium which has just come up like Netflix and Amazon, or you have other mediums to promote your short films, or through the festivals, or how exactly it is?
I think now the landscape is changing, but till very recently, I think that short film didn't really have a market, but it would get filmmakers an exposure. So it would act like a visiting card. You use it as something that becomes your portfolio or your showreel, and you use that to kind of display your skills or your capabilities to get bigger projects. So I think for most filmmakers it was that, and then it was also a place where I could learn the craft. To be honest, I think I because I was someone who was doing with every film I was trying to do something tonally completely the opposite, and I was doing every film was a new genre and it was a new experiment, and many times the experiments failed also. I made some very bad films also in between because I just it wasn't my space. So I kind of found myself in that process. I figured out my space. I know now what kinds of shots I like, or what kinds of storytelling I like, and what are the kinds of stories I want to tell. And I found my artistic point of view, through those films. And I think that is where you learn the craft, and you also learn a little bit about the art as well. So it's both. So I think that is what short films are. It doesn't have a market, but it is very gratifying in very, very different ways.
If I could just add to that,
Yeah, definitely.
I think, I mean, in a certain sense, now, like Kabir said, times are changing. Certain short films do have a certain market. I mean, on
Yeah.
Netflix, you can see a lot of anthologies, which is a
Yeah.
collection of 4 or 5 short films, but it's one feature length film, which is broken into several short films.
Correct.
Then there are platforms like Disney Plus, Hotstar, and Kabir has a few of his films on there, which kind of exclusively showcase short films as well. So ऐसा नहीं है कि है ही नहीं, but उतना है नहीं जितना मतलब
Nahi,
commercial
it's
one.
there. You're right. Absolutely. So there is a platform. The only thing is that there is no business model, like in the sense that it's not acquisition based, it's more revenue share. Which are two different models. Acquisition is that they buy it out, and revenue share is that based on number of views, you get a piece of the pie. And
Right.
somehow that revenue share model usually doesn't lead to returns too much.
So you need to be more wealthier.
That's what it is, I guess.
True, huh? True, Kabir? Is it true?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I guess I think I think in many industries, if you're let's say an entrepreneur and you're starting a business, you need a financial runway. You need some kind of a holding capacity. And everything in the creative field is about how long can you sustain without seeing any returns, because the graph is not like this. The graph is like this,
Straight.
and You'll be suddenly you'll be going straight, and then zap going up suddenly all of a shot in one shot. And so for that lull period, while you're building your reel, building your portfolio, and building your identity or your brand or whatever it's called, that period you need a holding capacity, you need a runway for that. And that's why, I mean, it is what it is. And it's the same, if you're an entrepreneur, I think it's exactly the same, because you many times you'll be investing a lot of time in your business but will not be seeing any returns. And when you do, it's like zap, going up all of a sudden in one, shooting up like a star. That's what happens in our field as well.
Okay, wonderful. Now, Manaswini ma'am, take over.
यस मैम इनफैक्ट अब जब हम इतने ज्यादा शॉर्ट फिल्म्स की बातें ही कर रहे हैं तो रिया आई वुड लाइक टू ड्रॉ योर अटेंशन टू योर ओन शॉर्ट फिल्म्स दैट यू हैव मेड बी इट मोगरा बी इट कस के पकड़ और बी इट अ मूवी विदाउट any dialogues in it, The Magic Eraser. All of your movies have been something with a very deep message. I mean, they have hardly been maybe a 7-minute or a 6-minute or a 8-minute long clip, but its impact is so deep. What made you choose such a kind of a genre? I mean, what made you think that, okay, all my short films need to have some message or the other?
Manaswini ma'am, great questions, huh? I must say. I think Manaswini ma'am is killing it with the questions. To be honest, there was no plan and there was no foresight or any thought that went into planning that, okay, now these next 3 short films that I make, I'm going to put a lot of thought and messaging. I don't think that comes naturally to any artist. Of course, when you start a new project, when you write a new script, when you go ahead to, shoot a new movie, like Kabir said, you go with a certain inspiration, you go with a certain core thought. And everything kind of falls around it. For me personally, I think ever since I was a little kid, I've always thought about what's the moral of the story. And what's the moral of the story? Okay, don't be greedy and, respect your parents, and what goes around comes around. All of these things have, I think, impacted me as a child. So somewhere in my storytelling, moral of the story always comes. I don't know if that's a great thing. A lot of filmmakers will be like, amateur. But I don't know. I really like it. I really love it when I watch a movie and I'm really inspired by it. So I think that's kind of brushed off somewhere. With Kas Ke Pakad, which was my first short film, actually that was the least thought that has been put into it. Kas Ke Pakad was part of an all India competition called India Film Project, where you have to make a film in 50 hours. Okay. So me and my friends just entered it for fun. To see, yaar, abhi baithe baithe bol rahe film banayenge. We never make a film. Now let's go and let's make ourselves do it. So they gave us the theme, which was money. And I came up with a few ideas of what this story could be like. And the moment I narrated the concept of a roadside pickpocket steals a 2,000 rupee note, but does not have enough money to go to the bathroom, which is a 5 rupee coin. The moment I narrated this, I think everybody started laughing. And based on that, I was like, great, we're making this one. So I think it comes with instinct. We did that for fun, not expecting to win, but we ended up winning that competition, which is what I'm trying to say is if your heart is in the right place, good things will happen. With Mogra, it was a little bit more thought through. I really wanted to tell a story of 2 female protagonists on 2 different sides of the spectrum, of the economical spectrum, and see how their lives collide. So there was a little thought put into it. And then my other short film as well, which is Magic Eraser. That also, I think, I never thought of, let's make it a silent film and let's not use dialogues. It was never the first thought, Manaswini ma'am. It kind of just happened. It's like the story nobody needs to say anything. It's understood without saying anything. Even Kas Ke Pakad has no dialogues, by the way. So it's just like life, isn't it? Like so many things we just understand without having to say anything. So cinema is life. Life is cinema. Like that only. I think if you put too much thought into something, it always goes sour, at least in my case. So it always comes from a very pure place. And then we see having a great team is very important. Sometimes my team helps me saying, no, Riya, we should do it like that. No, Riya, we should do it like that. So I think the core thought always comes from a very pure place. And then you collaborate with people who can bring it to, your vision.
No, seriously, I mean, the way you have conveyed the message, be in Magic Eraser, without even a single word being uttered, wherein we are talking about unity completely. I mean, why do we need borders at all? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, you should watch all her clippings. It's hardly going to take any of your time, but the impact she has created with these movies that she has made, and Magic Eraser is the one in which she has acted herself. So she is a teacher there. So I will not reveal too much of that, but definitely I would want all of you, in fact, I would request all of you after the show, go to your YouTube channel and just type in these words, and you will be awed by the way the movie has been done, the way the message has been put across. So definitely, Riya, I mean, if I could clap for all the audience, this is for you. Another question that is for you, Riya. Nowadays, we come across a lot of movies which have been recreated characters, right? I'm sure a very iconic movie like Umrao Jan that has been already done by Rekha was again redone by Aishwarya Rai. We have movies like Drishyam, which are adaptations, right? And we have a complete different set of people who are acting. Any such dream role or any such dream character which you would love to get into and replay it on maybe a big screen or an OTT? Anything that comes into your mind?
Before I give this answer, I must say I'm not a huge fan of remakes. I think the whole point of being an artist is to create something original. In getting inspired by something, Kabir's clapping, approved. Getting inspired is one thing, but copying something and making it relevant for today's time, I don't like the idea of it because it isn't relevant for today's time. It's a masterpiece in itself. Why touch it? Nah? Paying homage to an artist that you really like is great, but I just think that that's another reason why our Bollywood film industry isn't doing that well nowadays. There's beautiful South Indian films, Malayalam films, Telugu films, and Kannada and Tamil films. Why remake them? Watch them with subtitles. The moment we get over the fact that this is in another language and we open our hearts to all kinds of languages, I think we'll be making much better cinema, is what I feel. But that being said, I really loved Harry Potter while growing up. And I used to obsess over Hermione. If given a choice, and if there is some in another parallel universe, a remake of Harry Potter which happens in India, I would love to be Hermione. And in our Indian Bollywood context, I love Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, and I love Kajol from Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. So again, if that were to be made, then... But I would add my own twist onto that character.
Okay, sure. so the Kajol will come up with maybe not a basketball, maybe volleyball or something of that sort. Planning to add a twist to it. And of course, I have myself being a big Harry Potter fan, though I'm not very good at acting. Lekin I mean, Hermione is definitely one of my favorites. She has been everywhere all throughout, and she's proved herself as friends to both Harry as well as Ron. Very well answered, Riya. Thank you so much for all those insights that you have given us in the questions. Over to you, Srinidhi ma'am. So, in fact, ma'am, I think if you remember, our children had one question. Jayant, why don't you ask the question that was probing your mind since so long?
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. So my question is to you, Ms. Riya. So in this day and age, if I were to take up the professions that you're a part of, modeling and acting, what would be your advice to me, considering that I'm starting out, so that I could get a sense of what I'm getting into and clear a few speed breakers along the way?
Very relevant question. I expect nothing less of DPS East. When I was in school now, I had no idea where to start. Matlab, no idea means no idea. I literally used to Google modeling agencies near me, auditions for this, that, whatever. And I used to get fake results. I've been scammed into a bunch of things. So very unsavory stuff at that time. But now the internet is just empowered so many people. You can find 10 casting agencies online. You can check IMDb. You can check Actors Access. You can have, there's so many casting websites. So the job is much easier right now than it was that time. Plus, I feel like the taboo around this industry has reduced in today's day and age than what it was, say, 5 years ago. So you have your seniors to look up to, you have people, maybe friends around you, who are more than willing to guide you and help you. Plus, I think the biggest thing right now is you have excellent camera phones. You have an excellent camera on your iPhone. You can shoot a movie today if you want. If you just remove your phone and just go out into, your apartment and make a movie. So it's really not that difficult. Even if you don't have a phone, you can borrow your parents' phone. And you have all the editing softwares on your phone. You have all the sound softwares on your phone. You have copyright-free music on your phone. Use all of these resources and make a film. Use all of these resources and become an actor. It's much easier right now than it was a few years ago. So there are no excuses if you want to start today.
Kabir, would you also like to add something to what Jayant had as a question?
No, I completely concur with what Riya just said. I think that everything's at your fingertips. You just need to know where to look. You can, if you have the passion and if you have the inclination, then nothing should stop you. I think that you can make, filmmaking is not about gear and being a technical nerd or anything of the sort. It is purely about heart and emotion and storytelling and performance. And if you can get a good actor and if you have an iPhone, you can still shoot something wonderful and tell a nice story. It's all about the idea. It's all about the vision. So your vision has to be strong. Your idea has to be unique. And the more unique your idea, the more simple your story, the more effective your storytelling, the better the film it is.
Wow, nicely quoted, no? Kabir's your films, short films and Riya's short films, what we watched for the last 1 week made us also to start learning it, but not with this iPhone technique, but we will learn little by little, take some classes.
Not important, ma'am. I told you it's a bit not important.
No. It requires a lot of hard work. It doesn't happen with that small iPhone or a bigger iPhone or the best iPhone.
Correct.
It has to have. Okay, I can understand that we have to have the emotion, we have to have a storyline, we have to have a proper understanding of what exactly you are going to give the actual, what Riya says, end result kya hai, what is my moral of the story. So that I need to have it, so fetch it, to do it. So will happen, but definitely we had a wonderful time understanding what filmmaking means, what an actor's perspective is, and how exactly and how difficult it is to implement and make the audience happy. So that was very, very important, and that was a very good opportunity given by our management and by Manila ma'am. So we actually thank both of them from our bottom of heart, so that now teachers becoming filmmakers will be coming soon, and Riya will only sponsor us. What do you say, Riya?
Why not, ma'am? Bring it on.
She's going to be our director. I think Kabir and Riya can be on board when we teachers are ready to act. I think that is what is going to be there. So Riya and Kabir, we have a little bit of rapid fire. Yes.
Before you continue, there's just one point that I missed out on saying, which I think is very important and relevant also for our students. Just like any other profession in the world, right? Whether you want to be a doctor or an architect or anything, you have to study. If you want to do filmmaking, if you want to be an actor, you need to get yourself educated. You need to get yourself educated in the craft of it. I think that's really important. Just like there's a struggle in every industry, utna hi struggle hai in this industry. It is not easy. It is very difficult. The thing is, people find this industry, oh, let's stay away from it, or there's taboo. The reason is because all of our struggles are public. You will know, okay, is actor ki movie chal rahi hai, flop actor hai. Is director ki movie chal rahi hai, flop director hai. Suppose there's a businessman or a doctor, a businessman who's suppose has 5 failed startups, and then he has the 6th one, which is successful. You will know about those 5 failed startups only after he reveals it, when he's a millionaire, But our struggles are public. So you need to have a very solid and strong heart, solid dedication, determination, and I think a spirit that is unbreakable if you have to make it in this industry. And get yourself educated, please.
Definitely, the foundation blocks are definitely needed. Otherwise, हमारी जो building है, वो सपनों की जो दुनिया है, जो building है, उसे गिरते देर नहीं लगेगी. तो एक जल्दी से रैपिड फायर हो जाए हमारे दोनों गेस्ट के लिए, ताकि हम इस शो में थोड़ी सी और जान डालें और इसमें लिटरली आग लगा दें. So moving on to Jayant and Diya. So are our guests ready for the rapid fire?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, over to you, Jayant and Diya.
Yeah, so we'll start with Kabir, and we have 8 questions, and the more quicker you answer them, I think we'll have more fun.
Riya's gonna win this.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay, चलो करते, कोशिश करते.
Okay. The first question, Kabir. What's the last web series you binge watched?
Stranger Things.
Nice. Okay. A one-liner advice for aspiring filmmakers.
One line advice. Sorry. 1 sec.
इतना
Aspire to inspire.
नहीं है.
Aspire to inspire.
Is that a skip?
No. I think I'm like I'm not audible.
He said
Am I
aspire
audible?
to inspire.
Aspire to inspire.
Okay.
Yes,
Great.
that's what I meant.
Okay.
Correct.
A city you'd love to work in.
I'm already working here, Mumbai.
Great.
Perfect. Okay. A favorite film genre to watch as an audience member.
Rom-com.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. A favorite dialogue that holds a special place in your heart.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Okay. Great. Okay. A film you pick on a dull day to watch.
On a dull day. Okay,
Yeah.
that's that will. King Richard.
Okay. An actor or an actress you'd like to collaborate in the future.
Rihanna Lavde.
Okay. And last, one word to describe the impact you want your films to have on the audience.
An impact. Huh? Entertain.
Okay.
It is typically entertainment, and entertainment.
That is commercial, okay? This is Kabir's understanding level, right, Kabir?
Correct.
Now, Jayant.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. So, Miss Riya, the questions are for you now. And as Diya said, the quicker you answer, the better. So, are you ready?
I think so. Do I have a choice?
I mean, we'll find out. Okay, so the first question, favorite fashion designer?
Favorite fashion designer? I don't know, but
It
I
works
remember
for you.
I did a fashion show for BB Russell, and she had great clothes. She's from Goa. BB Russell, yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, next question, best fashion trend of the moment?
Crop tops
Not bad.
and high-waisted jeans.
Okay, one-liner advice you'd give to someone starting out?
Start.
Fair. Favorite modeling icon or role model?
Gigi Hadid and Cara Delevingne.
Nice. Okay. One dream character you'd love to play?
Apart from Hermione that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Apart from Hermione.
And no Kajol.
I think like a female version of James Bond.
Correct.
Wow, that's
Lovely.
very creative.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Now we're going to switch it up a bit. So my next question is, if you were invited to the Met Gala, what would be your dream theme?
What would be my dream theme? Like a disco, neon disco. And then they switch off the lights at the Met Gala, and then everybody has like neon clothes.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
What's the most challenging emotion to portray according to you?
Vulnerability.
Wow. Okay. And the last question, dream co-star you would want to work with in the near future?
Brad Pitt.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really, the rapid fire was interesting. I lot of insights about Kabir and Riya is what we got now with the rapid fire on. But it does not end here.
Yeah.
This was something mutual. Okay, you people told us about what you would prefer and not. But now the actual competition starts, Kabir, and let's see how well you know the industry around you. So we have a few trivia questions. So Jayant and Diya, over to you people again.
All right, so no pressure.
And we will see who raises the hand first, now.
Correct,
So
correct. We
that was
both are
really
watching.
good
Teachers
start,
are
yes.
watching you both.
Yes. So imagine that the evaluation is going on, invigilation is going on. So you people have to raise your hands promptly.
Fast. Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to explain the rules. The rules are basically that one of us, me, Dia, or I, are going to ask questions one by one, and we're going to give 4 options for each question. And if you feel like you know the answer, then you must raise your hand, and virtually, or actually any work. So you must raise your hand, and whoever raises their hand first gets to answer first. And the person who raises their hand and they get the answer, that means they're one up. However, if they raise their hand and get the wrong answer, they're one down.
Oh.
So this way, the person who didn't get the chance would stay at 0, but the person who got the chance and gave the wrong answer would go 1 down. So these are the rules. No pressure. It's all good. And so I'm giving it over to Dia to start now.
And also a small twist, because I feel like you guys are really good at this. So we're not even going to give you options for the first question. Let's check. Okay. So which Indian web series is a coming of age story set in the backdrop of an engineering college in Kota?
Wow, Kabir.
Kota
Kabir. Very good. Correct.
So he watches. He not only directs.
Web series is prompted it. Next question.
All right. So the next question: which Indian short film won at the Oscars this year?
Both at the same time.
No, I think it was Riya. I don't know.
It was Riya? Okay, we will give a chance to Riya. All right.
Yeah.
Elephant Whisperer.
That is correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't give the options.
No, you didn't give them.
Okay, the next one has options. Which of the following actresses started her career through short films? Okay, Shraddha Kapoor, Radhika Apte, Kriti Sanon, or Parineeti Chopra?
Kabir.
Radhika Apte.
Right.
Wow. Oh, he is updated with the actors also. Riya. Next question, Jan.
All right, just a score check for now. Kabir is at 2 points and Riya is at 1 point. So the next question is, guess Netflix's popular show with 3 hints. The number 11.
What? Sorry?
Okay, so guess Netflix popular show with these 3 hints.
Okay.
The number 11. And I'm going to give options after this. Oh, no. There are no options after this.
No. Don't give options.
Okay, no.
He's right with it. Now let's see. Well, give the answer. Give the answer. Let's see.
Stranger Things.
That's correct.
He said 11. So yeah, that was obvious clue.
All right. Fair.
The next
And
question.
last question.
Yeah, last question is, which Indian web series follows the story of a middle-aged man who works as an intelligence officer for a secretive government agency? Okay, now you have 4 options.
Don't give. Both are in the same queue. Oh, Riya is ready.
It's tied.
Riya? Yes, Riya.
Ah, it's a tie.
It's a popular show, right?
Yes,
Popular.
yes, yes.
Family Man.
Oh,
Perfect.
That's
awesome.
correct.
So is Kabir silent giving
No.
Yes,
Riya?
yeah.
No, I actually didn't know this.
Great. Wow, nice it was. Beautiful. How did you both like it?
It was very entertaining. Thank you so much for doing this. It was very fun. I think it was fun for people watching also.
Yes, and
Yeah,
it was fun for
thank
us,
you for having me.
having,
Oh,
yes.
do we get a gift hamper?
Yeah. It is reaching you. Virtually, it is reaching you.
We're
We
working
will
on it.
definitely send lots of love,
It is as Kabir
tons of
says,
blessings.
it
Yeah.
is a post-production process. So it will
Okay, okay. Ah.
be
Nice. Lots of love, tons of blessings. What not you want, Riya? You tell us. Lots of stories. We will build and give you. Okay. You become the best director, and we will all you better casters also. Okay.
Similarly, lots of good wishes and regards to Kabir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for. I mean, we cannot thank you enough, both Riya and
Thank you
Kabir.
for having me. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. It was wonderful.
Same here. Same here. So I would request our both the kids to propose the vote of thanks.
Yes. Okay, so we would like to thank our management for the never ending support that they've provided us throughout all of these episodes of the Power Hour. I extend my deepest gratitude to our principal, Dr. Manila Carvalho ma'am, and your visionary leadership has shaped our school into a place of excellence where academic achievements and personal growth go hand in hand. Your words of wisdom have inspired us to push our boundaries and strive for greatness. We're extremely privileged to have you as our guiding light. I would also like to thank our Vice Principal, Mrs. Preeti Suta. Your belief in our abilities has given us the confidence to face challenges head on and pursue our dreams. This event would not have been possible without the support of a strong technical team, so thank you. And a special thanks goes out to our students, parents, and our guardians who are with us in the Zoom platform today, and as well as all of our students who are viewing us through the school YouTube channel. Thank you once again for being such an amazing audience tonight, and stay tuned for the next episode of the Power Hour.
So till then, this is Jayant
And this is Dia.
signing off. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Srinidhi.
And this is Manaswini. Thank you so much for dedicating your time this evening. And it was a wonderful experience for all of us having such a wonderful audience. Thank you, Kabir. Thank you, Riya. Tremendous love and stay blessed. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Kabir, and thank you, Riya. Wonderful to understand the best mind, young minds, and will definitely become one day the filmmaker, right?
In
Manaswini,
fact,
ma'am, right?
I do not know about filmmaker, but definitely I'm going to go to my camera option of the phone and I'm going to look into all those settings. So many things today Kabir has mentioned. ISO and Patani kya kya. I think I'm going to look into that tonight.
Technically, Kabir ne I will forget about the technical aspect. Now he has made us understand that कि मैम वो छोड़ो पहले ये समझो कि filmmaking is all about emotions and the storyline. So that is what is exactly we all have to pursue. And being in school, we get a lot of storylines, and whether it is from first standard child or to the 12th standard, we get storylines. So we will start working on it with the technicalities of what Kabir has mentioned and what Riya has informed, and we'll work on it, both of us together, and Jayant and Diya will help us out in that. Thank you, Jayant. Thank you, Diya. Wonderful students. We actually enjoyed working with you both also. And then I think you will also make sure, get educated first and then pursue your career as Riya said. Correct, Riya? Thank you so much.